Hey, Inspired Tribe. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. We have a special guest that you can see in the picture. That's Sky on the couch. You have to look carefully. She's there, but welcome to the Inspired live stream. We're healthy, we're wealthy, we're whole, we're free. We're excited that you're here. It is Tuesday, June 29th. We're almost through with June, and this is kind of unbelievable. My name is Jean Nolan. Nice voice behind the camera. Next EUCY session together. And welcome to everyone who's tuning in. We have a little bit of a different schedule this week. We're usually on a pretty steady 2 p.m. Central time standard for our live streams 3 times a week. This week we're traveling, we're in Georgia, and we're doing it a little differently, or a little more spontaneously, but we wanted to tune in nonetheless. Welcome all of the Inspired Tribe members, new ones, and the founding members. As soon as you log on, please hit the like button. Help the YouTube algorithm spread this far and wide. And we wanted to tune in with a topic that it's kind of triggering for a lot of people, to be honest. I mean, Kristin, this has been all her adult life, has been in the life-changing business, if you will. That's what she's been doing, coaching people to create their dream lives. And I joined her on this journey years and years ago, and it's been a passion of mine to inspire people. And now we're doing it together, and have been doing it together for years. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. But we keep encountering certain belief systems and certain patterns in so many people that want to create a different life, that want to create something different. And I want to dive a little bit into that today. But first, let me say one more time, the mantra of the live streams. We have been doing live streams for over a year now. That's live stream number 178 or 79, I think, as a matter of fact. The mantra is: we're healthy, we're wealthy, we're whole, we're free. Repeat after me. I don't care where you are. If you need to mumble, mumble. If you need to whisper, whisper. But repeat after me. We're healthy, wealthy, whole, and free. And these mantras are important. But let's dive into the topic, really. So whether these are friends, whether these are people we just met, or whether these are people that reach out to us via email or on any other messenger platform, almost everyone we've ever met wants to have a better life. Almost everyone we ever met wants to have more love, more freedom, more joy, more happiness, more fulfillment. And as you can see, I'm really just pointing out the feelings that they desire to experience. Now, they will say, I want more money, I want more stuff, I want more traveling, I want more people, relationships, and that. But really what people want, and let me make that very clear, you, me, and everyone on this planet, everything that you desire that in your mind is outpictured as a thing, it's really for the feeling of it. And I've had this discussion with the most left brain people that you could imagine. I'd say, well, listen, just so you and I are clear on this, you want $100,000 or $1 million, so you will. And then they say, so I can do this and that, and then that will make you feel happy, secure. So really what you want is that feeling. Everyone wants it. Whatever you want in life, it is for the feeling that you expect you will have once you have that thing or that experience. And so that's important to know. But I want to go into something that you can actually write down for yourself, because change is not a mystery. And creating a dream life is not a mystery. And it is a beautiful process that has mysterious experiences, that has mystical experiences, that has spiritual experiences. It is a spiritual experience altogether, but it is not a mystery in terms of, oh, this just happens to work for some people and it doesn't happen for others. No matter the circumstances. This is the first trigger point. People say, well, this is so unfair. Some people are born into rich families, into a rich country that has all the amenities, all the beautiful stuff, and some people are born into the poorest places on the planet that have a really hard, kind of a hard starting line. And that is true. I mean, to dismiss that is completely would be ignorant, and that is a truth. But for because there's an example for every situation and circumstance of people that have created change, no matter their circumstance, it means it is possible. Same, if one person on this planet can heal themselves from what they call an unhealable illness, and they do it, then it's possible for all of us. It means we have the faculties. This is important to understand. But I want to really dive into some really practical things here. And if you want to write this down, the first thing, and this is not in a particular order, but these things are all equally important. The first thing that people misunderstand is that it isn't enough to just want something, because everybody wants something. Whether it doesn't matter what stage in life you're at, what age you're at, what your career is like, what your background's like, ethnicity, none of that matters when it comes to desiring things. Almost everyone on this planet desires something. But the change between those who then actually experience what they desire and those who don't is one. How do you set your priorities? Because if you desire something, a lot in your life, but your priorities are somewhere completely different, then this will never work out, because your focus is very much there and your desire is very much here. And how do you figure out what your priorities are? The easiest thing to do is to go through your day. Go, from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed, be honest with yourself. Whatever your desire is, how much time, how much love, how much energy, how much attention, how much passion is dedicated to that which you desire, whether that's research or whether that's envisioning it, or doing a vision board, or talking to someone about it, or making first steps towards it, taking inspired action. Some sort of tangible thing that you direct into the direction of your desire. Look at that and be honest with yourself, because here are people that tell us they want nothing more than to be independent and successful, and they have this whatever business idea or how to help people, yet their nights are spent with watching Netflix, and their mornings start late, and there's simply no priority setting there. So that's number one, priorities. You got to have those. Number two, which is tied in with that, is time. How much time are you making for that which you want in your life? And again, it is first and foremost about creating space. And we use something that's called the declutter process, that has multiple stages in our courses with our clients. And that is literally the biggest shift tool on the outside, because people create more time, because they declutter their schedule. They create more space because they declutter physically, and they create more freedom because they declutter mentally. And we do those things, in our courses and in our coachings. Decluttering, creating time. How important is it to create time in your life for the things that you desire? Then the third thing is tools. And that's where the mystery part comes in. Creating change is not a mystery in your life. It's not, there are these beautiful enlightened moments that create a lot of energy that sometimes happen, those shift moments. And those are beautiful and those are extremely wonderful. But to rely just on those shift moments won't be enough. You will have to have tools. And what I mean by tools is there's a reason not living the life of your dreams. And you're usually not aware of those reasons. Those reasons are usually hidden somewhere in the deeper states of your being, where, people call this the subconscious, where stuff is stored, belief systems are stored, and where patterns are stored that you usually are not aware of. And if you don't have the tools to go deep enough to change and heal what's happened, whether that's trauma or just a very, very tough belief system that you grew up with. And we all grow up with belief systems. There's not a single human being that doesn't grow up with some sort of belief system. For some, it might serve them super well throughout life. For others, it doesn't serve them well at all. And this is the thing. If you realize that you have been believing things that don't serve you, how to go about changing that. And belief systems cannot be changed on the level of awake awareness, which means the level of consciousness that you're in your present awareness state, where you think consciously about stuff, where you make conscious decisions. That level can be altered quickly. You just begin to train yourself to think different thoughts. Now, that's a really important thing to do. But then what about the deeper levels where the stuff is stored? It's kind of like, buying a house and renovating the second floor and making it really pretty, but not looking at the foundation and what's been there, maybe something is there that doesn't support the house anymore. You need to look at that first, fix and heal that. And that's the clearing work. That's what we call clearing work, where you go into your past, where you go into your belief systems, your habitual patterns, and change that, heal that. So you have a level field to begin with and to grow something on. So tools are very important, and that's our work is so much about giving people tools. We always say that. Christina's always been saying for all those years that she never wants a client to return for come for 3-4 years and just sit there and talk. She wants them to be empowered. We want you guys to be empowered, to have the tools, so no matter what happens in your life, you are equipped to deal with it. But more than that, so you can thrive and you can use those tools to thrive. And it's in our work, it's all tied in with, it's all a spiritual thing, really, truly. But nonetheless, there are logical, very tangible and very practical things that you can do in your daily lives to create change day after day after day, to facilitate that, to make shifts long enough until things really begin to shift in your life. And so without tools, you can't do that, because you're just going to be going with the mood. Today I feel like doing something inspiring, and tomorrow and then for the next week I'll be down and I don't know how to deal with that. And that's a total game stopper. That will never create lasting change in your life. So you need to set your priorities. You need time, which means you need to create space in your life for all the change, because if your life is cluttered with all the things that are going on now, there will be no space for the new that you want. And you need tools, right? Because after the clearing work, there's all the beautiful creation work, the vision work, how to take practical steps, what to do when you're in a funk, what to do when you're feeling down, how to increase that feeling amazing level to a level of ecstasy, to a level of creating so much energy that those shifts just keep happening in your life, because you're creating such a huge energetic field. The next thing you really need is honesty. It's another thing that people are not honest with themselves. And that's another belief system, there's actually the most simple things people overlook. And there have been multiple studies in weight loss where people were asked, they were talking to a coach that was there to help them lose weight. And they would ask them, well, what do you eat on any given day? And they would put down a whole list of things to eat. And they said, well, please be honest, because this doesn't help. And they would literally leave out half of the stuff that they eat. So if you're not honest with yourself in whatever changing process you do, you cannot change, because you're not tapping the parts and into the parts that are really important, that are really going to create shifts. It's always that which is uncomfortable, that you don't want to talk about, that you want to leave out of the conversation. It's always that thing that's holding you back the most. And you learn after you do this for a while, you learn to spot these things from a mile away. It's when a client tells you a lot about their lives, and when you ask about a specific area, they immediately change the subject. That's it. That's your point. That's where we need to work on. There's something there. So honesty with yourself is of the utmost importance. Because if you don't really take a good hard look, and this doesn't mean judgment. That's really important. Honesty is not judgment. It doesn't mean to judge yourself for whatever you believe isn't good or it shouldn't be that way. It just means that you're honest and say, oh, this behavior, this pattern doesn't serve me. These habits don't serve me. This lifestyle doesn't serve me. These foods don't serve me. Having relationships with these people don't serve me. All of those honest things. You cannot do it without honesty, because all the stuff that you really desire, it's all rooted in truth and authenticity and love. And that's, honesty is how you will bridge that gap. Of course, what you need is inspiration. I mean, that's pretty much, why we do live streams, why we created this channel, why we have so many things that we put out into the world with quotes, with little short videos. Our Kristin is pretty much, and she's been so active in the Telegram group and on other on other little channels that we have, just creating inspirational moments, showing how beautiful all of this is. And the difference between motivation and inspiration is huge. Motivation is something that you can get pumped up, right? I mean, you can listen to a specific kind of music, or you can watch a video, or you can talk to someone or read a book and you get really pumped up. And that is motivation. It gives you a reason to move right now. That is good, but that's short term. It wears off really quick because it's based on a release of certain hormones in your body. And that can only last for so long. And then you will have to keep returning to that, which is an addiction in and of itself. So motivation is a good short-term tool, but inspiration means when you're truly when you're embodying the spirit, and the spirit, which you can call it God, we call it God, but you can call it the universe, you can call it the all that is. But being inspired, having the spirit within you, is something that doesn't go away. Sometimes you're more or less connected, but it does not go away. So inspiration is a long-term thing, and inspiration is directly tied to purpose. So when you feel that you have a purpose, even though if you don't really know what it is, and please make no mistake, purposes are not just, I want to be president, I want to be the biggest music star, I want to be the biggest writer. Purpose. Every single soul on this planet has purpose. Every true human being has purpose. And these are, some people consider some things more or less important. I really personally, every Tuesday morning when the trash pickup comes around, I send a big thank you out to those guys and girls that come and do that job. And I've known people in the past that have told me that's what I do for a living. I know this is my purpose. I'm making a difference. I'm helping my community be, clean and free of trash. And I literally had tears in my eyes when the guy told me that, because I felt purpose in the words. And so purpose is such a, it's such a word that is so misunderstood. You have purpose. I have purpose. And it isn't just the big things that millions of people witness. It's little things that sometimes happen in a quiet place where no one looks. But purpose is something everyone has. And inspiration and purpose are directly tied together. If you just feel you have a purpose, you are already inspired because there's something there, and then discovering what it is, and that can change and multiply over time. We don't just have one purpose, it multiplies in our lives, and we find purpose in this and in that. And so this is really important: inspiration, purpose. And that, that's the thing that you do find by if you're, studying spiritual teachings, that you do find in communicating with people that are all about, being that and doing that. It's a very lightful work. And so anything that helps you is positive here, but that comes from the easiest way to get inspired is to observe, communicate, talk to, and watch other people that are living on purpose. It's contagious. You cannot be in a room of people that are living on purpose for a few hours and not feel that same thing after a while. And which also brings me to when we set priorities in time. And there's a good old wisdom. You become like the average of the 5 people that you spend most time with. So basically, if you look at your life and the 5 people that you spend most time with, that's pretty much who you are. the average of what they are, what they believe in, that's pretty much what you are. So it's really important to look at what you put into your, not just body, but into your mind, into your heart, and who you communicate with, and what their energy is like, and what their outlook is like on life, what their vision is like. That's really important. And then there's one more thing, and this is neither a complete list nor is it in a specific order, but there's one more thing, and that will get you through the tougher days, because there are tougher days, and I'm going to get to that. Willpower. Willpower is that thing that you muster up when you don't feel inspiration, when there's no evidence on the outside of your change taking place, when, as a matter of fact, sometimes everything seems to, appear to be quite the opposite of that what you want. Those are the days you need willpower to not fall back into your old habits, to still get up and do something, to still show up for your practice, to do something that creates a little bit of a step forward. That's the willpower day. Sometimes the best thing, and what you can do is just chill, really take a nap, take a walk, not do as much. And that also sometimes requires willpower, especially if you're a doer. Then being requires willpower. But there will be those days, and willpower will be important. That's when nothing else works. The thing is, and this is something that we're emphasizing, and it's becoming more and more important, because we live in such a short-lived time that everything needs to happen instantaneously. People say, well, yeah, I mean, you're living a wonderful life. You have a beautiful family. You're doing the things that you love, and I want it, and I want it now. And we get that, but this whole instant satisfaction thing is really just a good marketing gag. There's no such thing as instant fulfillment. There is a beautiful journey, and you want the journey. I know. If you're in a tight spot right now, if things are really looking grim right now, you say, well, I don't want the journey. I just want to get relief. And that's understandable. And there is not just one relief. There will be so many reliefs along the journey, but you do want the journey. And something that is important for everyone to know, whether the change that you desire is purely physical, whether you want to change your body, you want to change your habits, whatever it is that you want to change in your life, when you begin the journey, there is this instant thrill in this all. And you have your excitement, you have your joy, you have that vision. Everything is fresh, everything is new, everything's awesome. Well, that might be a few days, might be 2 weeks. You have this energy boost, and this is an energy wave that you're on, and it rides you. You don't have to work hard at it. You love going to the gym. You love taking up your new practices. You love getting up early and meditating, whatever it is that you desire to do. And then and you know this, every single human being knows this, after like 2 weeks or so, it wears off. And that's where people begin to fall back into their old habits, because they say, well, this was kind of nice, but it didn't really create a big change, right? I don't have my six-pack yet. I don't have my six figures in my bank account yet. My dream partner is still not here, whatever the thing is that you desire. And there's a reason for that. Number one, be logical about this. How long did it take to create the life that you weren't so excited about? You've been doing this all your life, right? So now that you figure out what you really desire, it should happen overnight. But the systems don't work that way. And you have to think of your whole being as a system. Even the invisible being is a system, but especially this physical being is a system. And it has patterns, and it's trained to do certain things at certain times. What that means is your body is trained to produce certain hormones at certain times according to your habits, your past habits. So if you've been going about life in one and the same way or very similar ways for many years, your body's used to that. And it will create certain hormones at certain times because you've trained it to do so. There's a wonderful example. That's something that everyone can relate to. Let's say you've been driving to work for years, and you had a traffic jam every morning because that's just your way to work. There would be stress hormones between, 7:30 and 8:30 in the morning. Now, even on the days that you are not going to work, you're still experiencing the feeling of stress, or at least some sort of stress, because your body's used to producing the stress hormones regardless of what's going on in your actual physical experience. It is trained that way, and it has become its own intelligence that just works. It's like clockwork. So that's why it takes at least, I mean, conservatively speaking, it actually takes probably 12 weeks at least, but let's say 8 to 12 weeks to really create a new habit that sticks, new practices and new beliefs that stick, because that's how long it takes for the body to be retrained, and you need to actively do that. That's where the tools come in, where you need to know how to do that, what kind of practices, what kind of meditations, what kind of things to do. Repetition, of course, is important. But that's something that where willpower comes in. You need to understand your body is going to crave what it is used to in substances, in food, but in hormones as well. That's what people don't understand. Your body's used to certain hormones, and it's used to producing them because your body is a chemical factory. It constantly produces hormones, and it's on a schedule. So change happens, lasting change, when you create that change on all levels. The conscious level, the subconscious level, the physical level, the spiritual level. The physical level is the one most people underestimate, how powerful that is. So that's why this 6, 8, 12 weeks is so important, because that's how long it takes for the body to adjust to a new pattern of releasing hormones, to a new pattern of functioning. And these are not mysteries. As you can see, there's a methodology to all of this. There are tools to all of this. And the beautiful thing is, it sounds only like hard work when you don't have the inspiration. But when it comes from a place of inspiration, because you feel it, you feel the guidance from God, from spirit, you feel that there's a better thing, something that is more fulfilling, something where you will be able to have a better life for yourself, but also apply yourself to society, to humanity, to the planet in a really positive and constructive way. That is lasting inspiration. And it is so beautiful to see in our tribe, the people that have worked with us, that are in our coaching academy, or that have gone through the courses, or that are doing our mastership calls now, to see what is happening within them and in their lives. It is beyond beautiful to see the beautiful expansion, the inspiration, and how they have, now that they have the tools, now that they have the understanding, they have the guts to do it. And they do, and really jump out and go out on a limb and jump out and do amazing things, because they know they can, because they know it's their purpose. And we enjoy nothing more than that. But we want you to know that creating your dream life, it's really not a mystery. It's not a mystery. It is a plan. It is inspiration, and it is setting priorities. It's showing up. That's what we always say. And that's one thing. If I look at our mastership calls, if I look at our courses, I want to say 95% of the time, or 99% of the time, they show up. Even when they don't feel like it, they show up. And showing up, man, there's something to be said about showing up, how important that is. In the long term, nothing happens if you don't show up. And this is it. This is the key to it. Even on those days, and we've had some tragical things happen in families, in their families, some tragic events, and they still showed up, which was sometimes beyond inspiring and impressive. But they showed up because they knew there was no way they were ever going to go back to a life that isn't fulfilling, isn't satisfying, isn't joyful, isn't inspired, and to living less than they can. They know they won't do that. And so that's where the showing up part comes in, or the sometimes willpower part. Last but not least, we want to invite you, of course, if you click on the link at the top of the live chat section to our website, it will lead you to our Telegram groups and our YouTube. All the links are there. And so you can explore if you want to take one step today and join the journey and work with us. As I always say, it might not be us, it might be someone else, but do begin somewhere. The beautiful thing today is with the resources that the truth is, if you can set your priorities, create your space, and have the willpower, then you can get all the tools today for free. Really, the internet is filled with amazing, amazing wisdom and truth. Now, you do have to pick and choose, and you do have to filter, and you do have to find it, but it's there. It's not like it used to be. So today, it's not about resources anymore. You don't need to have thousands and tens of thousands of dollars to hire people to do that. You can do it on your own. We are here if you feel the inspiration to get help. If you feel like, I want assistance, I need assistance, I would love to be coached, or I would love to have some sort of guidance, and there's multiple ways to do that, please feel free to check out our website. And if you feel inspired to take one, that's going to be the Yado retreat, September 30th to October 2nd. It's going to be in a beautiful beach in Cape San Blas, Florida. That is a big energy shift that we're going to create there. Now, the big energy shifts is what helps you then take those next steps. But those shifts are beautiful. We're going to step out of our daily lives, daily routines, daily habits, and move into a different energy. And it's going to take you beyond your comfort zone. It's going to take you beyond the things if you've ever done and experienced before, spiritually, physically, mentally. You're going to experience new things, and you're going to go further than you've ever gone before. And we're going to do it together in one of the most beautiful settings in the world. And we're going to have a wonderful time doing it, because all of this is no fun if it ain't fun. And there's no purpose in this if it isn't fun, if there's no joy, if there's no happiness, because that's what we're in for in the first place. That's what we're here for. So we're going to chill too and have a good time on the beach together. So this is an open invitation. To learn more about the Yado retreat, click the link above in the live chat section that is pinned up there, and you will see it immediately, the Yado retreat, and you can check it out. Book your reserve your spot, book it as soon as you feel inspired to do so. We're going to have a limited amount of people. It will be an intimate experience, and it will be a shifting, beautiful experience. We actually cannot wait. So Inspired Tribe, this is it from us for today. We'll probably be back on Thursday, as again, this is a kind of a different week. I come back and talk to you guys right here on the Inspired channel. We love you all deeply. Please hit the like button. Please share this with your friends. Please invite some people in. Expand the Inspired Tribe and connect with each other. There's all the links there, up there. Connect with each other. Talk, chat, inspire. We love you all, and we'll see you again very soon. Have a wonderful and blessed day.